Now, rheumatoid arthritis is a systemic disorder characterized by chronic inflammatory polyarthritis, which is of unknown etiology. Nobody knows what is the cause. Inflammatory state also involves often skin, eyes, lungs, and blood vessels, though it is more common in the joints, mainly the smaller joints, but there is no hard and fast rule. It often affects the larger joints also, as well as the skin, eyes, lungs, blood vessels, which is not very common, but sometimes we come across. Fluctuation, clinical course, and unpredictable prognosis. We just cannot uh, tell the prognosis of this sort of arthritis. Sometimes they very quickly uh, reduce with the drug, and sometimes even uh, whatever you do, whatever you prescribe, whatever you do, exercise and drugs and all, but it goes on progressing and progressing until the fingers and the joints get deformed. It is associated with 60% increase in the risk of cerebrovascular disease and complex and multifactorial prognosis. Something about pathophysiology. I don't think anybody would be interested in pathophysiology. Anyway, in nutshell, it is the release of inflammatory cytokines from macrophages. It causes synovitis, production of collagenase leads to destruction of extracellular matrix, release of MPPs leads to cartilage degradation. And as a result, with the cartilage degradation, the joints, they become pathologic. TNF alpha and 1L-1 are the major cytokines involved in pathogenesis of osteoarthritis. Release of these inflammatory cytokines is regulated by nuclear factor kappa B, NF-KB. NF-KB is a transcription factor present in all cells. Disorders due to NF-KB activation is rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, psoriatic arthritis, and juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Outcome of NF-KB activation is inducible enzymes, pro-inflammatory cytokines are secreted. As a result, there is inflammation of the synovial membrane, proliferation of synovitis, and increased activity of COX-2 and NMPs, clastogenesis and bone erosion. Now, the management part of arthritis, which is very important and in which we clinicians are interested. This is a drug, curcumin, diferulomethane, very difficult to pronounce. Biologically active phytochemical compound obtained from rhizomes of Curcuma longa. Possesses diverse activities, for example, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-proliferative, and anti-angiogenic. It has multiple series of action. Prevents translocation to nucleus, activation of NF-KB by inhibiting IKB kinase. Its role in rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis. Comparative study of curcumin with diclofenac. Curcumin provides greater improvement in disease activity score and scores as compared to diclofenac. That means it is more effective than the age-old diclofenac. 52% reduction in CRP level with curcumin, which is not with the diclofenac. Curcumin in rheumatoid arthritis. 18 patients with rheumatoid arthritis were treated with curcumin for 2 weeks. Curcumin provides improved joint swelling, morning stiffness, and walking time. Curcumin was very well tolerated with better GI tolerability. This is a study which Kerala people have done. In osteoarthritis, 820 osteoarthritis patients attending outpatient clinics were treated with curcumin for 6 months. The results were significant improvement in pain, improved joint flexibility, better quality of life. 50% of patients were able to discontinue use of NSAIDs and analgesics. Curcumin therapy was very well tolerated. very less GI side effects and other side effects. In osteoarthritis 2, comparative study of curcumin with ibuprofen, 367 primary knee osteoarthritis patients with a pain score of more than 5 were randomized to receive ibuprofen 1200 mg per day or curcumin for 4 weeks. Curcumin was found as effective as ibuprofen, lower incidence of GI adverse events in curcumin group. That means this drug is equal to the efficacy of ibuprofen, but it has got very less side effects. 100 patients with osteoarthritis treated with curcumin only for 8 months, that is monotherapy. The results were a significant decrease in serum inflammatory biomarkers, 50% decrease in WOMAC score, 3-fold increase in treadmill walking performance. In patients already on NSAIDs and analgesic co-administration of curcumin was associated with decreased need of NSAIDs, marked reduction in GI side effects. Curcumin is effective and safe for this long-term management of osteoarthritis. 88 patients with primary knee osteoarthritis were randomized to receive diclofenac alone or diclofenac with curcumin for 3 months. As compared to diclofenac monotherapy, combination of curcumin with diclofenac was associated with greater pain relief, better improvement in knee injury and osteoarthritis outcome score. Curcumin when combined with NSAIDs provides additional benefits. Curcumin combination therapy. Curcumin when given along with celecoxib enhances action of celecoxib on COX-2 inhibitor, decreases need for celecoxib. Curcumin when given in combination with prednisolone provides additive anti-inflammatory action through inhibition of anti-inflammatory cytokines, significant reduction in joint swelling, reduction in side effects due to steroids. Curcumin when administered with methotrexate, synergistic anti-arthritic action may help to reduce dose of MTX, reduce risk of hepatotoxicity and hematological toxicity. Regarding safety profile, curcumin is generally recognized as safe by US FDA. No noticeable adverse events were observed with doses up to 8 grams daily for 3 months. Unlike NSAIDs, free from adverse effects on kidney, liver or cardiovascular system even after long-term use. Occasional patients may complain of mild and transient nausea or diarrhea. Unlike NSAIDs, steroids and MRDs, curcumin is very well tolerated. Introducing a novel formulation of curcumin. Conventional curcumin limitations. Of course, there are limitations of each and every drug, and this curcumin has also got its limitations. Poorly water-soluble polyphenolic compound, poorly absorbed from GI tract, undetectable in plasma, doesn't reach systemic organs and tissues. The clinical trials carried out with conventional curcumin have used high doses up to 12 grams per day. Few studies have not shown positive results. Poor GI tolerability. Bioenhanced curcumin. To overcome limitations of conventional curcumin, a novel formulation of curcumin using self-microemulsifying drug delivery system has been developed. This provides nano-sized hydrophilic droplets of curcumin, improved absorption, better tissue penetration. Bioenhanced curcumin human pharmacokinetic study ensures higher bioavailability. Exact dose may vary from patient to patient depending upon disease severity, degree of inflammation and patient response. Majority of patients with mild to moderate inflammation usually respond to 100 to 200 mg per day. If required, one can increase up to 400 mg per day. Inhibits the master switch of inflammation, decrease release of inflammatory prostaglandins and cytokinins. Monotherapy found to be effective and safe treatment in rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. Efficacy at par with NSAIDs but with better GI tolerability. Can be used along with NSAIDs, steroids, provides additive synergistic action, helps in dose reduction. Can be used along with methotrexate, helps reduce the risk of hepatotoxicity, unlike biologics, can be given orally, is safe and well tolerated. Suitable option for monotherapy as well as combination therapy. Thank you very much. So, in nutshell, this is a drug which, when given with in combination with NSAIDs, ibuprofen or methotrexate or any other painkiller, enhances its activity and gives better result in rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. Even when used as monotherapy, it has got a definite good role in decreasing the inflammation and providing a pain-free joint. Thank you very much.